Welcome, ladies and gentlemen.
Cricket. No, like
He's
shit.
trying to put me in a cricket. I control this board.
Yeah, for now.
Okay.
For
We
now.
go on and off then.
All right, guys. Welcome back. Or not welcome back. Welcome to our first ever podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our first ever podcast of
Yes,
Control,
sir.
Alt, and Discuss. I
Control,
almost
Alt,
messed it up,
Discuss.
but Control, Alt, and Discuss is our podcast. My name is Sammy Hassan. I got my co-host with me, Nathan Albee. And today we're going to be talking about the differences between CS and IT. For those of you who don't know that acronym, it's computer science versus IT, information technology. We're going to get into the nitty gritty. We're going to talk about the differences between career paths, opportunities, internships, certifications, all the nice little gritty stuff that we can talk about
Yeah.
moving forward. Nathan, if you want to introduce yourself to the people.
Yeah, what's good, y'all? My name is Nathan. I am a CS major at George Mason University in Nova, which is Northern Virginia, for y'all who don't know. But yeah, we about to dig deep,
About to
and
chef it up.
we're gonna address all the stereotypes, everything,
Type.
all the printer makers, all the
Printer maker.
debuggers,
All right.
all
Now
the
he's about to be bugging out. No, we're gonna actually do a stereotype episode, like specifically for stereotypes in the near future.
Okay.
We can get into the stereotypes today too, but there will be a separate episode for that.
Yeah.
Just to introduce myself, I'm Sammy. I'm an IT major with a concentration of cybersecurity. I'm a sophomore and just trying to make it out the ghetto. You know,
Make it
trying to get from rags to riches. If you hear what I'm saying. But all right, so just to start off the first episode, before we get into that, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. We're gonna be having our Apple Music, our Spotify. Make sure you follow our YouTube.
Yeah.
Links will be into the description. Also, go ahead and follow my man's Nathan. Go ahead and shout your stuff out.
Yeah, Nate, I'll be on YouTube and Nate's Life on Instagram. I'll be posting.
He don't gatekeep. That's just what it is.
I'll be posting everything from lifestyle, college life, and if you need it, some CS tips as well. Tech
Yes,
tips.
hopefully
yeah.
we get it out the gutter. So he's gonna take us out and
Chill.
all right, bet. So let's start it off. We're gonna be defining CS and IT.
Okay.
So floor is yours for CS.
All right, like computer science. If I was to define it, is we're gonna define it first, and then we can talk about CS is more of the theory of computers. The theory goes behind the algorithms, the data structures, the machine learnings, the AIs. That all that stuff is kind of theory in the background. So when you think about computer science, when you try to choose computer science as a major, usually you have to be aware that that's going to come with the theories, the hard math, the hard science that goes behind computers and what goes with how ChatGPT works or how you can train a computer to identify an object or things like that. But it's heavy theory based, I think, and a lot of problem solving. And I think in problem solving without the need of the problem, like without the problem even being there. It's just a bunch of solving, I think, actually.
Okay. So would you say like it's summarizing in theories, as you said in the beginning, like
Yeah, I said theory like 4 times. But
yeah, okay. So the reason why I ask is that for IT, which I'll get into that soon, but we don't really dive into like the data structure and algorithms per se unless we're like getting to that higher level. Like are you just like defining the fundamentals, or are you just defining as it is in general? Like what is it that you're like explaining to the people?
Like when you address computer science as a whole, you're addressing that whole broad scope.
Mm-hmm.
When you describe the broad scope, that's the broad scope. It's like a big umbrella with all its little connections at the bottom. So at the top, like at those, I guess say second level is theory, math, science, all those low level things, and then it dives slowly into the little specifications or like concentrations and things like
Okay.
that.
Okay, got you, got you. So IT is, I mean, similar but different, like crazy different but crazy similar in a sense. Uh, so when we're getting into IT, we're mostly like it depends on what role you're trying to get into. So for networking, database, cyber, cloud, what they usually do is they manage systems and they try to dang, what's the word I'm like there's a word I'm looking for like
Maintain.
maintain. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They're trying to manage and maintain systems and also securing it, optimizing it, trying to meet some goals for like just projection goals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but the most nitty gritty for it is like troubleshooting hardware, operations. That's mostly how IT interacts with the real world in a
Mm-hmm.
sense. Um, so, for example, when we get into like let's say for example cybersecurity, right? There's if you
Yeah.
work federal or if you work for a private sector, there's gonna be a client, right? So we
Yeah.
IT is really more of a client based uh what's the word I'm looking a client based industry in a
Mm-hmm.
sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
So most IT professionals are either very good at maintaining, operating, managing, things of that nature so that they meet business roles, they meet business goals, I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And what it is and essentially is how like the industry evolves around time in a sense. So we don't really get into a lot of data structures and algorithms unless that's your role. Like if you're, let's say, for example, you're a security engineer
Yeah.
or you're a software developer engineer or something that involves programming or something that involves data structures, something that involves AI, you know. What they're usually doing, as I said from the beginning, is maintaining, operating, scripting, um, things of that nature. So it's not really the same. I don't want to say, but it's not really different because I feel like you guys would do the
Yeah.
same thing if
I
I'm
think
not.
I think it's like when you think of like the cookout, like we would be there. Like there were
Like
cousins. There's
cookout for what though?
like family cookout. Like who's invited to cookout? CS and IT would be there.
So who else is there?
Damn, that's a good.
MIS?
No. MIS is gone. Like they're
No, I
not
feel like
invited.
MIS is
Nah,
invited.
we not invited
It's like
MIS.
MIS is like that one uncle who doesn't ever show up to no events besides the cookout,
Facts. That's facts.
right?
Yeah. I would say that. I would say.
What else are we thinking there?
Who would be invited to the cookout?
I'd
To the
say
tech
computer
cookout?
engineering.
Oh, yep, 100%.
Yeah.
Computer engineering's there. Probably second one to arrive, maybe. Who knows?
What
I
else?
think IT majors might be like fifth one to arrive, a little late, maybe 50
Nah,
minutes
you
late.
dissing now.
Nah,
You're
50 minutes.
just dissing.
It might just be you, but you might just hold the most late person I know. But it's
No, no,
straight.
no.
But
He is right. I always am late. I'm not gonna
so
hold you.
I'm just thinking in that sense. But yeah, IT, CS, and they definitely at the same cookout. They both invited type.
Yeah, I would say so. I would also say like they're like blood family. Like if we're talking about the real world in a sense, I'd feel like they're like first cousins. Like your
Yeah.
father and my father are brothers,
Yeah.
and we're the cousins type.
Yeah.
If
I'd
that
say
makes
that.
sense.
That
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. Okay, so what are some of the key differences for cybersecurity? I say this all the time. Cybersecurity. I say this every time for computer science,
Cybersecurity, huh?
cybersecurity.
On your
That's
head every 24/7, huh?
24/7, bro.
Okay.
I'm locked in, guys.
Locked
So,
in cybersecurity 24/7.
all right, cool. So for CS, what are some career paths that you guys indulge in, or skills?
Career paths go the long list, from machine learning engineer to prompt engineer to
Munyon,
what else? Software engineer,
Munyon.
mobile software engineer, full stack software engineer, back end engineer, front end engineer. Oh, I'll keep going. I'm gonna talk about project managers. We're talking about uh, engineering project managers. We're talking about product
Engineering
man.
project managers.
Yeah, that's EPM is a thing as well.
I've never heard of that.
Associate project. Sorry, no, that's just level though, low key.
Yeah,
Associate's
facts.
level, but yeah, there's product managers, project managers. We um, there's even user experience designers,
Mm,
UX, UI.
mm.
There's there's so much more. There's, DevOps as well.
Oh yeah,
Everybody
that's a big
forgets
one.
about DevOps, but
Yeah, that's a slept one.
slept on one. But yeah, I think that's just a brief like list that I could say off the top of my head. But there's so many.
I mean, so what about like anything in regards of the cloud? You guys work
Oh
on the
yeah.
cloud?
I mean, yeah, I forgot cloud, but yeah, cloud. There's a mini cloud. DevOps kind of
Integrates with the cloud. Yeah, yeah.
falls under there. Cloud engineers. It's not. I mean, I see a lot of overlap when it comes to CS and IT on
Mm.
who goes into cloud. It's very big, very like equal. I say. I
Okay.
think.
Okay. So just to compare for that, we got support analysts, right?
Help desk.
Help desk.
Help desk.
That's what I was waiting for.
Help desk.
Hey, turn on my printer for me. If you know, you know.
Yo, my screen just went black.
What should I do?
What's going on? Like boy.
Yeah. So, on all seriousness though, but we got network administration, we got networks analyst, we got networks engineering. That's a
Yeah.
slept one.
Yeah.
Network engineering.
I've been seeing that on the internet. A
Yeah,
lot
yeah, yeah,
lately.
facts. There's also cybersecurity analyst, SOC analyst, red team, blue team, purple team. People don't know about purple team, which is crazy.
You're
Um,
speaking code. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know.
Okay, so I'll break that into.
I'm
I'll
just
break that
chilling, I'm
down.
chilling. I know something about red and blue team. I don't know about purple though.
Yeah, but there might be some people who don't know.
Yeah.
So
Explain it real quick.
I'll just explain it briefly. So red team is basically the offensive side of cybersecurity. So let's just break it into the real world.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say I'm a client, right? And I need someone to test my website security or my database security. I would contact the red team to go ahead and test my security and to see what I need to improve on. The blue team is the one who's implementing and designing the security.
To
So
defend, yeah.
yeah, so
Okay.
those are the people that design the WAFs or firewalls.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the people who are designing traffic, load balancing, all those type of things.
Oh, okay.
And purple team is an integration of both,
Oh,
of a
okay.
sense. So we got that. There's
So they'll
also
build the penetration test and the defense
Yeah,
to
yeah, yeah.
defend the penetration. Okay.
basically in a sense. There's also cloud administration, cloud security analyst, cloud engineer, systems administration. There's even some hard work administration too, which is kind of crazy. I've never heard of anyone
Hardware
working.
Yeah. Servers and stuff, right?
Not necessarily. I'm talking about like actual computer hardware,
Oh,
like
okay.
CPU,
Oh, I never heard of
RAM.
that.
Yeah, I've never heard of that
never heard of
either. So when I'm talking about the skill sets though, we really get into a little bit of projects when going into the like. Well, I'm speaking about internships wise. Trying to get an internship in an IT field, like per se, employers are always looking for certifications, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
Whether that be CompTIA, Security Plus, CompTIA, Network, Linux, AWS, CCNA, Cisco, all these things all these certifications that I just listed out. Most employers always look for that. I don't know why. I mean, I do know why. I do know why. It's because they show like some sort of knowledge prior to getting into the job. But I don't know why that's the most important thing. When in CS, it's mostly about project, like how like complex the project is per se. Like for example,
Yeah.
you designed machine learning glasses that can, ChatGPT just shows all the answers when you're taking your final exam. Somebody needs to make that, by the way.
You're cooking right there. I'm local. I've never heard anything. I mean, Meta Ray-Bans could do that low key.
Yeah, but I mean, like the
But
ones
they
that
don't
they're
have like
quiet.
reading though. Like they don't have like for reading.
Yeah.
We're gonna be in the future soon. We're gonna have glasses that literally could read.
I've actually
text.
no. I've actually seen it. I'm lying. I seen it on LinkedIn.
Oh, you have?
I sent it to you.
haven't
I
checked-
probably sent
haven't
it to
checked.
you,
I
or
gotta
you
see.
either you sent it to me or I sent it to you. But I have seen it on LinkedIn.
Something. People be cooking right now.
Yeah.
They're cooking with the computer vision right now.
Yeah,
Let's go see.
definitely. But the difference between Ray-Ban and what I'm talking about is Ray-Ban is out loud. So when you're taking that
So
test,
what do you mean? Like, are you talking about what do you mean? Like headphones? Like
no. I'm
interior
talking
headphones?
about the actual glasses,
Oh,
right?
you can see it on the
And you
screen.
can see the screen,
Oh
and you could
my
just do the
gosh.
test, all
That's like
right?
head-up display type.
Exactly. That's what
Yeah,
I'm
head-up
saying.
display.
So getting into what I was saying, like these type of projects are very important for like employers for the CS field.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, why do you think that is?
I feel like it's shifted a lot this past 5 years even, I will
Okay,
say. Because like we said the other day, we had an event, Color Stack GMU.
follow.
I'm add that on Instagram. But we
NSBT.
brought Nesby at GMU as well, OC. But we had a Google senior systems development engineer come and talk, and her experience in 2019 getting into the field was totally different.
Okay.
She didn't do a single she maybe did a few questions, like maybe 5 questions leak code. Use chat, or she didn't even use chat at that time. She used leak code. She did do leak code. My fault. She did only leak code, and for behavioral, she would obviously write down everything she knew, star, whatever, blah blah. But the thing is, she did not even have a GitHub repository. She
Oh
did not have
shit.
a GitHub repository. All her projects were her school projects on her resume, and that got her into Amazon, which she stayed for 5 years. And then
Damn.
now,
So she was working at
even till
Amazon?
this day, she doesn't have a GitHub. Now she's moved over to as a senior level systems development engineer at Google in Reston, Virginia. So it's like it's shifted a lot over the years. Like now it's like they look for students to have projects. They look for them to be in hackathons. And then like the certifications, they come in handy. Maybe 2 years ago,
Yeah.
like when we were freshmen, certifications mattered even on the CS level.
Mm.
But as we continue to move forward, this more project evaluated, and it's not really like, oh, if you have a certification, what did you do with that? Like
Okay.
that's what I mean.
So would you say a certification with the project implemented for using that
Mhm.
certification, how do you think that'd play out?
That would be, I think, the greenest flag, because then it's like you're learning something and then putting that something into action, and
Okay.
you've created a product with it.
Guys, listen, this guy's putting you on game right now.
I'm
Y'all gotta listen. Y'all really gotta tap in.
It's simple. It's like it makes sense. It just makes sense. It
Okay.
just makes sense. Like,
It
okay.
just makes
But
sense.
It does, because if you take whatever you learned in that certification process, and it's gonna be easy because it's right after you, like say right after you did your certification,
Yeah.
you'll get that easy project. Then on your resume, it looks like you're an expert. Not expert, obviously. They don't expect any.
But you know what you're doing.
They know that you have decent intermediate plus level in that specific certification skills,
Right.
the skills in that certification, and you put it into a project where you may use other skills that may not be specific to the certification. And then it's like you get the jack of all trades, and you're like, okay, cool. And now there might be like 10 skills listed on that job description. You meet 5 of them based off of just that one experience that you did or one project. And like, in my opinion, that's enough to apply. You don't need to qualify for all the skills.
Okay. I feel that. I definitely feel that. What about AI? How do you guys integrate AI with projects?
In projects,
Yeah.
it's very risky right now. It's not risky. The CS people encourage it. Like, they encourage to use AI on your project. They encourage.
Talking about your professors?
Not school.
Okay, I was about to say.
School is a shaky situation.
I was about to say.
No, back in the event, like I said earlier with the Google engineer, she said they encourage her to actually use AI during the job. So it shouldn't be any different when you go to a hackathon or when you go do a personal project, but you should know what you're doing, obviously.
Yeah.
So like, there's a thing now going famous called vibe coding. I don't know if you guys heard of it. It's basically when you let AI basically do your project, and you just go with the flow, copy paste, and you tell it, you're just prompting it basically.
I've never heard of that. What's it called?
Vibe coding.
It's like no.
Vibe coding is getting famous now. Like, people have been doing, like, businesses have been erupted from vibe coding. So like, startups and everything, they've been started from vibe coding. What do you think? Like, there's like Cursor now. There's Lovable.dev. These things create like whole projects, almost production level like work.
Right.
So it's very much encouraged in the CS world. But like, when you go to an interview and you just vibe coded you feel me? Like, your project, and you didn't really know what you were doing. Say if you never touched Java or Spring Boot, and you vibe coded a backend in Spring Boot for this full stack application.
Oh, you're cooked.
You don't know how to explain it. You don't, and they might that internship might be specifically Spring Boot and Java. They might ask you more questions, and you just cooked.
Cooked. That's what it is.
So it's like, it's encouraged to an extent.
Yeah, I agree, but I feel like I would like I got this type of paranoia where I'd stay away from my AI when I'm doing my project. I don't
I
know
feel that.
why.
I feel that. No, I actually feel it. Because, like, you want to feel the, like, also achievement that
Oh God,
you did this and you
yeah,
don't have any help
right.
except for obviously Google when you search up when you have a bug.
Well,
But, like,
that's not necessarily a problem to, that's actually encouraged to
yeah,
search up. That's problem solving,
yeah.
right? And that's one thing I think we have very like. That's one thing that we have in similarity. We are like very good problem solvers with our majors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's because of Google. Now, I mean, I'm for my code path, like what's it called? My postcat program. They actually encourage you to do your like AI. I don't know
Oh, really?
why. Like they like for one of our lessons, they were like, it's okay to use AI for research as
Mm-hmm.
long as you cite it.
Yeah.
So I'm like,
Yeah.
whoa, okay, this is kind of new. Like none of my professors had said this like
It's
at
because
all.
you treat it as, like, another course or another
Ye-
class.
What are you talking about for the code
Code
path?
path,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's why
yeah.
it feels weird.
Yeah, that's what I was like, what the hell? Like, what are you talking about? I can use AI to like do my
Mm-hmm.
homework. So I did that. I cited and I got 100. I was like, oh, okay. Man, I'm not complaining. Like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
do it. But it's like the reason why I asked is like it's very much adaptable and it's very much accepted now when it was like before then when it was first introduced, like per se.
Yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so education requirements. This is gonna be pretty short. It's just basically a bachelor's or some sort of I guess associates is okay too, but it's like bachelor's
Okay.
and masters is pretty
Yeah.
necessary.
Yeah. Bachelor's, master's, pretty much similar in
Um,
both fields.
what about certifications? That's why I really want to get tapped in with for CS. I want to know if you guys have any certs.
It's an overlap there. There's like, for example, GitHub Student Developer Pack gives free, um, you know, vouchers to take certification
Mm.
tests, like MongoDB's cloud certification,
Oh, okay.
like stuff like that. I just stuff that I know from off the top of my head. I know AWS is a famous one, but that's when
Mad
it's like
famous.
that's where it's like the big overlap with IT and CS. Like there's a lot of anything say like not security or CompTIA, I feel like, but even CS people get CompTIA because that might be what they want to get into.
Okay.
So it's just a big overlap is based on the person, I feel like. But like I said earlier, it's way less, required than say IT.
Okay. Cool. 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 All right. Let's get into the people. Let's get into what people really want to talk about, which is
Who's eating?
who's really eating.
Really eating?
Who's really and people who for the people who couldn't see what I was talking about,
You talking
the
about this
manyan,
one,
the
this
manyan.
one.
So manyan is pretty good getting out of college,
Yeah,
right? You'd
yeah.
say so
We don't know yet, but we know from research. Yeah.
from research.
From
What
levels,
about
levels.fyi.
okay? So
Yeah.
for people who don't know what that is, that's basically like a salary wiki.
That's W pocket watching like
Oh God,
software basically.
no kidding. I'm not even
That's
going.
number
I'm not
one
front.
pocket watching software.
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of do that once a week, just as motivation.
Yeah, yeah. You on some like I'll be seeing it. I'm just like, like this. You really making this out of college? Just clap it. It's also
I
mean,
think Nathan's having way too much fun with this board.
nah, this is different. I'm not going. This is some new stuff right here.
All right, so what we talking? I'm
Let's
not.
talk companies first, right? Let's talk like what a usual CS major would strive for at least.
Okay.
Strive for, right? We saying the FANGs, we saying the open AIs, we have the damn Silicon Valley, companies, Apple. I mean that's FANG, but we have who knows ServiceNow. ServiceNow is more IT, but we'll say. Damn, I'm going blank. Other than FANG, my name about companies is crazy. We got
like regular private
Yeah,
sectors
like-
besides
like
Fang.
pri-
Top 500 Fortune companies.
Fortune 500 companies, and yeah, I think that's. But like the main CS major is gonna strive for FANG. Pinterest is not FANG, but Pinterest is part of that big tech kind
Right,
of field. I
right.
mean, in my opinion, there's companies that I feel like are big tech but don't get enough recognition. But yeah, like
So-
Willow Tree.
So how do
like
you?
that.
So do you guys have like a GovTech for like CS?
Yeah, there is GovTech. Nobody really be paying
Tapped in with
attention.
that.
Tapped in, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, But sorry, I
Yeah,
got a call,
people
guys.
people not know really knowing about GovTech. So I'm gonna
Yeah.
explain it real quick. GovTech is basically a black organization for individuals who want to get into the tech world, right? I don't know. I don't remember the person's name who really is. God, I forgot her. So I think her name is like Bees Simone Bees. I follow her on Instagram, but like I
The
forgot
one that
what.
makes YouTube videos.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, I know.
yeah. So I guess she's a representative for that.
She's cyber number one
Facts.
supporter. Yeah,
Dude,
get
she
into
makes
cyber.
a lot of money. Like
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I, I pocket watch her a lot,
Oh,
and I don't really like pocket watching, but I pocket
open
watch.
about that. Okay.
Yeah, she is pretty open about like how much she's made.
That's something I can't do though, me personally.
I
Even
mean,
even saying like oh I did this, I did that, only to the close friend. Because I feel like when you say it online, it's just up for interpretation on how you sound.
what do you mean by that?
Like you might sound like I'm not I
Like
don't want
douchey?
yeah like I don't want to say because I'm not saying because like LinkedIn is basically a douche center. Like if you don't sound like a very like I don't know how to explain this, but
Well, I mean, it's hard to like control your tone when you're typing.
yeah, that's the thing. Tone is such a hard thing to convey, especially over like typing
Right.
like messaging. So it's like if you are a master at that, then it's like yeah, go ahead, go crazy,
Mm.
be so transparent, and obviously vocally is easier. So if she does that vocally, then it's like I give props no
Well,
matter
I
what.
mean, like some
And
people.
more than just like this success is like be able to convey that and not be coming off in a weird way.
Yeah, I agree. I definitely agree with you, but it's like some people want to know that information. It's just like, okay, if you want to know, I'm gonna tell you. Don't get offended. I'm just here to
No,
like
yeah, yeah,
let
yeah.
you know. I'm giving out information. I'm not here to be
When
like
it's
yada yada yada. I made
yeah.
400,000. Do something about it.
You know how they be on like Instagram, YouTube.
Yeah,
the
but they hate
instant
it.
cliffhanger. Like me, I hate. Like sometimes that's literally the only thing to get people's attention,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I
yeah.
understand it, but I hate it. Like until I'm like, yeah, I got 200K job out of college.
Straight in my
Listen to
pocket.
me. Like I don't want to. I don't want to do that.
Well, I mean, you shouldn't really revolve your whole what's it called around money, right? In
Yeah.
a sense, I feel like you should just go with like what you got going on, right? Inform the people what's really popping, like,
Mm-hmm.
and how to do things a certain way, and the money will come. That's
Exactly.
that's what I believe. I feel like
Exactly.
money is a attraction. It's not something that you should go out and like strive for. It's gonna come to you regardless on what you
Facts.
do.
Facts.
But
But I'm yapping too much. But I brought this whole topic up. But tell us about IT. What the main companies an IT major might
yeah,
strive for.
it's really the same thing, right? So again, it depends on what you do. Also, I forgot to. This was a topic, but we can get into that a little bit later. It depends on really what you do. So let's say, IT. Okay, let me explain in this sort of way before, like, I get into salary wise. IT is a very broad, uh, degree or
Mm-hmm.
a broad like industry,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So there's people who do non-programming and programming,
Yeah.
right? So the non-programming would be what the project
Yeah. Project
managers,
managers are big IT people.
right? There'd be the project managers, there'd be the computer analysts, there'd be even help desk,
Mm-hmm.
there'd be network administration, and then you have the technical side of it, where it's like cybersecurity. Even there's some cybersecurities who don't do like technical stuff; they just
Yeah.
really
Analysts.
audit and
Auditing.
basically,
Yeah.
yeah. But they got the SOC analysts, the security engineering, software security engineering, cloud security engineering. I could go on and on with this.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on your skill set, right?
Yeah.
So whatever pays the bills gets the money, right? So when you're talking about what companies do that, it's kind of it's not kind of, it is the same thing when it comes to like how you guys would do it in CS.
Yeah.
Basically, Fortune 500, FANG, private, public sectors, all those who offer that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I would say for myself, I would lean towards government jobs for IT. And why I say that is because even though they don't pay as much as, let's say, for example, Google, right?
Yeah.
Even though they don't pay as much as a Google would, their benefits is great. As of until now, they're kind of fireproof.
Yeah. Not anymore.
Yeah,
But
not
yeah.
anymore.
Not
Trump's tripping.
anymore.
I don't know if Trump, you be seeing this. You tweaking, man. You tweaking, mate.
No. I think it's very dumb what they're doing with the cuts and stuff.
Yeah. But that wasn't a thing. Like,
It wasn't. It was known that it was like government was the most secure place to
yeah.
be.
I mean, in a sense, there's some jobs that are very secure, but if you want to compare it to like Fortune 500 and Fang, they don't make as
It's still
near
secure compared to them. Yeah.
true, but they don't make as near much as a government. Like, okay, I'm gonna bring numbers up. For a security engineer, they could probably make around 175, while a government worker and security engineer would probably make what?
90?
115, 120, right?
120 is a lot.
It's still a lot. I'm not gonna lie to you, but it's also with experience. I mean, that's
Yeah.
basically like known.
Mm-hmm.
But just to wrap that up, I feel like it's the same, but it also depends on what you're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and that's for every title, regardless of major. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Um, okay, so transitioning into CS and IT, how do you think that would work?
What?
Like let's say
Transitioning from like.
let's say I'm a CS major right now, or let's say I graduated the CS degree,
Mhm.
but I don't feel like doing software development, or I don't feel like doing software.
Something more IT related.
Yes,
Okay.
like for example, I want to do cybersecurity. That's as IT as it can get.
I think with cyber being that cyber can be varied in terms of coding or non-coding.
Yeah.
I think if you're trying to go the non-coding route, it might be a bigger learning curve compared to the coding route.
Mm-hmm.
Because say if you're doing the coding route, you just gotta learn the ideas, the goal. What's the main goal with this code? Are we penetrating like blue red team? What's the goal? And then when you're doing audits, then it's like you gotta think of everything. You gotta learn everything from the what you're auditing, what you're looking for, how like what's the goal. I don't know. I'm just saying the same thing over because I don't really know what goes into cybersecurity
Yeah,
auditing.
you good.
Um,
You basically said pretty much what needed to be said.
yeah, that's pretty. I say in terms of transitioning from one to the other, it's simple and it's better than transition from something non-technical. It's technical, I think, for sure.
You think so?
Yeah,
Like for example,
going from it's just more to learn. If you're going from non-tech, like say you were a mechanical engineer.
oh,
To
okay,
go,
okay,
To
okay,
go to something tech related. You know?
okay. Yeah, yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Mhm.
Vice versa. I think it's easy.
For IT to CS,
I think so. It depends
same
on.
thing.
Well,
Learning.
I'm not gonna say here. I'm not gonna come in here and just like discredit everything what y'all doing, because the math. I don't know if you guys do a lot of math.
If you're going to machine learning, it's gonna be hard anywhere. Is anything?
Oh,
anywhere,
yeah,
It's
yeah.
gonna be hard. It's
Yeah,
just
for
gonna be-
sure.
It's not difficult, as in like impossible, but it's gonna be a lot of math. It's gonna be a lot of data mining, data cleaning, understanding what models, what they do, how they're implemented, how the math goes into, how the linear algebra goes into the AI and machine
Yeah.
learning. Like it's gonna be a lot foundations that you have to cover before getting into the end part. Yeah.
You know what? Actually, I'll take that back. My bad to all my CS majors who's listening. I don't think it's easy, but I think it's very much easier for a CS major to go into IT than it is for IT to go into CS.
I
And
agree, yeah.
I'm gonna explain why. IT, for those who program, can basically steal your job, and those who work in IT or in CS.
Yeah.
For those, okay, that didn't really make sense. It made sense in my head, but when I said it right now, it didn't make sense. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm gonna explain it.
I feel you.
A CS graduate and an IT graduate apply for the same job, right?
Mm-hmm.
For Google, for software development, right? Just as an example. I think if the credentials is better, right? I think if the credentials is better, and I think that if you can go past that interview stage and you guys are in the final, it really depends on who's doing something better. I don't think it's based off skill work. I think it's based off behavioral, and I feel like the behavioral side of IT can integrate with the CS behavioral side of things.
Yeah.
Because it's very similar.
Yeah.
But it would be difficult for you to jump into computer hardware when you're trying to learn, okay, how much GZs will it take for my CPU to start running, right?
Don't talk about
That's
none of them circuits, bro.
hell.
Don't talk about circuits to me, bro.
Hell. That is hell.
I find it so fascinating. Any robot, any robotics, any Arduino board, whatever.
To be doing that.
I find it so interesting, but I can just never think about if you even say circuit, I'm out of that room. I'm
Okay,
out of
so
there.
how many what's it called? Circuits would it take for you to be running my computer right now?
I got you. See, just take that, divide it by 75, go
Yeah,
back
you
to
already
Barack
sold.
Obama's days, take Obamacare, make sure you sign up
Yeah, you already
and you
sold.
enroll in
You,
that.
you got fired.
Then you'll figure out the answer.
You got fired
Okay.
on the
okay.
spot. You know, like as soon as you, not even as soon as you walked in, as soon as you signed that paper, they rescinded it.
You know,
It's
I would have
over.
responded. You know how I would have responded? I would have asked, "What do you had for breakfast?" I just would
See, you just yapping
I
now.
would have just started changing the topic.
He's just prime yap.
I don't want to answer. I don't want to talk about no circuits, man.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like it's so for for IT professionals to learn programming, it's simple. For CS majors to learn hardware, I don't want to say it's not simple, but it's not as easy. You know what I'm saying?
The coding will be there. It's just the electrical stuff.
Facts. Okay. So I don't know if there's anything you want to ask or get into.
I think
talk.
we kind of hit close to time now, but we can go over like misconceptions and myths real quick,
Okay, cool.
and then we can kind of wrap it up at that point. So, what do you think is a misconception? You see me, I said, you better IT major be help desk, fix my printer.
Okay, bruh.
You feel me? Like, make sure my jump printing right. Why is that shit like? Why is it blue instead of it black? Like, I mean, not that's wild. That's some like hardware thing. Like
That is
ink.
the biggest misconception on
Yo,
IT.
why is my printer not showing up on
Just
my?
turn it on, bruv. Like literally turn it on. Like stop calling me. Stop wasting my time, fam. That's a big misconception. People thinking that IT is like the dirt of the
Just
tech
help
world.
desk as well.
Basically,
Just help
help
desk as
desk or signing papers. That's it. Like or like on the computer, like showing you this. You know how like when you have a problem with your like, let's say you lost your password for Google, right? And you have to call Google support, basically help desk, right?
well. Yeah.
People think that's all IT is in a sense before actually getting into IT, and that's so completely false.
Yeah.
Like you don't even understand. Like IT is basically CS's son. If we're talking about the
For real, yeah.
technical,
I see that.
the technical
Technical
part
parts?
side,
Yeah,
the technical part of it, like the
Yeah.
programming, the data, like the data structures and algorithms,
Yeah.
all that stuff. We're basically your son, and I don't want to disrespect my IT people, but I have to be honest. I ain't gonna lie, I have to be honest because
son and your
the
soul.
stuff that they be doing, God help you. May God have mercy on you because y'all be doing like Calc 1, Calc 2, you do Calc 3?
Yeah.
Okay, Calc 3. Oh, God, man. Calc 1, Calc 2, Calc 3, physics.
We're lucky. We don't do the other extra requirements like how other schools that do physics. You got to do 2 physics. You got to do 2 chemistries. You got to do and like what is chemistry? What is me knowing about damn NaCl salt? That might even be wrong. I don't even know. What is that gonna do?
I think it's NA, yeah. It might be
NaCl?
NA.
I don't know.
I think so.
I took chemistry maybe 2 years ago, bro. I have no idea. But
Lord, man.
they take some differential equations. Some have to take that.
Lord have
Stuff
mercy.
like that.
I don't know how you guys deal with that, but IT, we do not get into that nitty gritty. We only got to do business calc, statistics, data structures. Discrete mathematics. And I think we have a data structures and algorithm class, but that's like intro. I don't want to say intro. I mean, I haven't got there yet.
It might be the same. It might be the same, just later on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it is.
My final,
Lord.
they gave us a leak code question.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that
Really?
was kind of funny. Yeah,
How'd you do on it?
I passed. I think I got a on the final. I don't think I got a A. I think I got like a B plus or B or something.
You know, this guy's such an academic scholar. I swear to God.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
You are such an academic scholar.
Our school is low key. I just get lucky with the professors for real. I'm not gonna lie.
You don't get lucky with the professors every single year, though.
Yeah, because I have extra credits, so I get to pick first. As if I'm not early to graduate, but I'm early with credits. Like I have more credits than I need, so I'll probably graduate a semester early if I wanted to, but I'm not. Because I just rather take a minor to cover up.
I don't think that's kind of smart. I feel like you should get the hell out of here as soon as you can.
It makes it more complicated for recruiting and stuff. So I was like, nah.
Okay.
Because if you graduate 1 year ahead, that's perfect, good to go, no problems with recruiting as it.
Okay.
But if you graduate in the fall, it messes it up. Like, are you considered 2027 grad or are you considered 2026 still?
I might
Like,
graduate in the fall.
oh, I said 2027. Are you considered 2025 or 2027?
Well, it depends on what
Like,
year it is. No.
yeah, but I'm saying like if we graduate 2026 hypothetically, right?
Okay.
In spring, if I graduate a year early, am I still considered 2025 grad or am I considered 2026? That's the
You'd be
thing.
2025.
I know, but sometimes in recruiting, it's different. Like they want you to be spring grad. Like it's strict. I heard I had a story that a friend said like, oh, he graduated in the fall or like last year, and
Okay.
he said that he graduated like in the spring. They rescinded his offer after he got the offer
Why?
because I guess that mattered. I don't know. It's very weird. Especially
And I think
some
that's a
companies do
difference.
that. It's weird.
I think that's the difference between IT too. I don't think okay, I'm gonna say my words very carefully, so take this with a grain of salt. There's some IT corporations that do not require you to have a
Degree?
major at all. Or sorry, a degree at all.
Yeah. Even CS too. SpaceX and Tesla, very non-traditional people are there.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so maybe
Even Apple. I've interviewed Apple. Some managers are non-traditional. They
Really?
They haven't came from. I mean, they probably came from like an engineering degree, but they didn't come from like CS.
okay. Well, I'm still gonna tell you
No
guys to
degree?
take it with a grain of salt
Yeah,
what
for
I
sure.
say, because I feel like a degree will put you. Know
At
what I
this
mean?
point, it's going like it's still this, but it's going like this.
Actually, I think it's discussing or it's not discussing. It's negotiating your salary when it comes to having a degree. I think getting the job isn't the issue.
Oh yeah.
I think this
Yeah.
negotiating your salary is going to be
That's
the
a
issue.
good point too, because it's hard to have leverage. It's hard to
Yeah.
have leverage because you're like, oh, I did this boot camp. Okay, you did a boot camp for 6 months. Like, okay, so we're not pushing your joint up. Like,
Yeah,
but
that's
it's
what I
like,
think.
I just did 4 years in a damn public university. Give me more money.
Give my
It's like then they're like, okay, we might budge. Or if you're like, I got another offer. Regardless, it works both ways. If you do have a career or not,
Yeah.
another offer, then you can play around. But if you have a master's, like, bro, I have, damn, 6 years of higher education.
You could say
gotta give me more
whatever
money.
you want. They would probably give it to you if it's
Masters,
reasonable.
they have to pay you more. They
Yeah,
have to.
it'd be reasonable. Hopefully, God willing, I will come back to school, get my master's, but just not anytime soon.
Not planning for that anytime soon. Nope.
Yeah, not anytime soon.
I want to get out of here.
Facts.
At least 2 years living out of school. At least.
Oh yeah, no, I'd say a cool 5.
5 is a lot. I'm not gonna lie.
I'd
I
say
don't
a
want to
cool
get
5.
brain dead.
Now you wouldn't be.
Not brain dead. I don't want to get CS like only, and I just get like, yeah. There's what's the point of a master's type of thing.
I don't know about that. Oh,
'Cause
okay. I feel what
if
you're
you have a
saying.
good progression in your job, you might just think like, what's
What's the point of it, right?
I might just turn into a manager at some point, and I'm gonna just be making this amount of money, and I'm good. Like I don't need to learn anything more other than what I already learned on my own, like online. So
Yeah.
they're like, what's the point?
Okay. I mean, I see it.
Unless it's for your own like personal, like you want to learn.
I would say so. I would say that'd be the reason why.
Yeah.
There wouldn't be any other reason besides that money and like having more of a challenge.
Yeah.
You know.
At that point, if you're doing good in progression and you're like in your job wherever you land, then it's like your actual personal, like you want to learn.
Yeah, I agree. So I
That's
agree.
what I
So
think. Because the lady, she said 5 years. She went all the way to like I think she got promoted to senior, but she didn't like transition yet.
okay.
So she went 5 years from entry to senior. You know how crazy that is?
Is that crazy?
That is insane.
Wait, so she was an entry level.
Average
and then
2
she
years
got
to
a
get one
senior?
promotion. Average 2 years to get one promotion.
You said she's a senior right now.
Senior, yeah, and she graduated like in 2020, I think.
I feel like that's not okay. Senior's crazy, but like
Senior
I feel like
is
6,
crazy.
7 years is fine to get to a senior.
It's usually like 6, 7, yeah. But from early 5 years, including her internship as well. So from
Oh.
internship all the way to senior promotion, and then going to Google.
Did she
That's
mention how long her internship was?
like 3 months?
Okay.
3 months, and then strictly jumped in. She said she jumped in and started like they gave her her own project. Like she led a project after that.
Okay.
Like first day new grad. Yeah, we're gonna put you as responsible for this project. It's
Okay.
wild.
So she went from like junior to senior within 5 years, basically what you're saying.
Yeah,
And how crazy do you think that is?
I think there's crazy. It might be crazier stories, but it's crazy to me. It's very crazy because, especially in big tech, it's very hard to get. And it's not very hard, but it takes a lot of effort and knowledge to get promoted, and it showed effort. You have to do the communication thing. The technical thing is a part, but the communication part of it is what really gets you that promotion. That's what at least she communicated. And it's like doing that on occasion. She was given responsibility for a whole project straight off, internship, right into new grad. That probably set the standard. Like, oh, she completed this with flying colors. She's on her track to promotion. And like, it's like it's a process. Like you get performance reviews, blah, blah, all that. But it's like a process, I think, of how consistent you are with your work. And if you're consistently overachieving or doing well, then they're like, you know what? She was like, managers want to promote you if they're obviously not mean managers, right?
Yeah.
They want to promote you. It looks good for them. So if you have that, it's just like you keep going up. There was another Amazon engineer when we were at that networking event one time where it was like, yeah, I'm a senior engineer. Yeah, I graduated in 2020, like 1 or something. And I was like, bro, what?
He's a senior engineer as of right now?
Right now, he's over here in YC in San Francisco making his own company. He's a startup that's going crazy right now.
Oof. Do you know how wild that is?
Connections, networking, big thing.
Oh, I forgot to say that. Well, that's gonna be another thing.
Next one. I think we're at 45 minutes, bro. Nobody's kicked us out though, but
that's good. Okay, so you want to wrap this up or?
Yeah, I think we can. We call it a day from here. We drop a gem at the end of the day. CS versus IT is not a competition. Like it's the same.
Sometimes it is.
When it comes to bidding on whether we're, printer makers or app makers, it's like
it's okay. You guys are stinky. It's fine.
How?
You guys smell.
Okay,
you guys are stinky.
That's not us. That's not us at all.
I forgot to say that. That's one of their misconceptions.
You don't get walked up to saying, "Yo, can you create me this app with this idea?" Like you don't get asked that.
Some of them do.
You think so?
Some of them.
Bro, I promise you, this semester, 3 times somebody's walked up saying, "Yo, I got an app idea. Do you think this would work?" Actually, 4. I just forgot one. Yes.
Well, I mean, you up there. So
what do you mean up there?
Some people like me, I gotta grind my way into that type of like framing.
I mean, I'm not saying that's a good or bad thing, but I'm saying like it comes with the major. It's like you're assumed that you know how to make apps, websites, everything, and it's like you could be dead ass just what is it? A machine learning engineer, only knowing how to damn train models and everything, and never touched front end or back end in your life. And somebody come, oh, I got an app idea.
Yeah, but again, I would rather be a printer than someone thinking that I smell and stay in my dorm room the whole damn day.
No, I'm about to no. That's a bad joke. I'm not gonna lie. That's the bad. Oh, wrong one.
He already messed up.
That was a bad joke.
It wasn't a bad joke.
That was a terrible joke.
No, it wasn't a joke. It was a misconception.
Misconception?
It wasn't terrible.
Go fix my laptop.
Okay, then go take a shower.
Yeah, go. You see, hey, so what do you call an IT major?
Like he's about to put some dead dad joke. Go ahead, bro.
What do you call an IT major that just walked into the first day of class?
Okay, what?
Help desk.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of our podcast.
That was a bad joke. But what is it called? You want to end it off or you want me to?
Anything else you want to add?
So basically what we did this podcast was to give you the basic kind of ideas of what CS and IT is. Leaves for anybody who wants to switch or coming into college who wants to choose a major specifically in technology related. You have a basis. It's not a versus thing. You can get into every single one of the positions that we named on both sides with either or major.
Facts.
But definitely choose something that you're interested to. If you want to maintain things, IT. If you want to solve problems and build things that may not even have a problem for yet, CS. And if you like algorithms, math, and science as well. But that's like the fine print under that. But
yeah, I agree. Vice versa.
Whichever way you go, don't forget to back up to your GitHub, though.
Again with this GitHub, man.
You need to back up your code if you do choose to do coding. But yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that is our first episode. We are wrapping it up. I want to take the time to say thanks to all who's watching, even if it's one person. That's one person who is trying to get insight, trying to get knowledge from the tech world. That's basically what Ctrl+Alt+Discuss is. We're basically trying to put you guys on and basically trying to tell you like the difference or the similarities or even knowledge. Just trying to put you guys on to some knowledge. So if this was helpful enough, please like, comment, subscribe. I feel like I'm some sort of YouTuber saying this, but please do so. It really does help us grow, not as as a as a YouTube or as a content, but it helps us
As
grow as people too. This is helping us with our like communication skills, behavioral, all that stuff.
Yeah.
So if you do guys like this, please continue to support. Also follow my man's Nathan on Instagram, YouTube, even LinkedIn. Our LinkedIn, all of that.
We're both on LinkedIn.
Yeah, both of us are on LinkedIn. So if you
Search
want
my
to
names.
connect, please do so.
It'll be in the description.
Yeah, everything's gonna be on the description. All of these links is gonna be in the description. Please be tuned. We do got some more heat dropping.
Yeah, we got more chill convos and tech takes and
Yeah.
talks coming on the way. Some more casual and funny as well. Funny
Yeah,
takes.
nothing you said was funny about IT
Bruh,
though.
you see,
Nothing.
This is the definition of my jokes.
Like,
So don't
even
play
do
with me.
that, bro. You
Don't play
said,
with me.
all right, cool. I'm gonna let you have it.
Let
for
them know the
today.
next episode and let's just cut it, man.
Yeah. So I don't know what that. Oh, actually, yeah. So next episode is gonna be the future of AI. So if you do have anything you want to share, please leave so in the comments or just text Nathan on IG.
Text me. Do not text.
No,
me.
no,
I'm
no,
sorry, I'm
on-
sorry.
on
Yeah,
his-
text me. I'm sorry. You guys can hit me up. Don't. I'm not some.
on
weirdo.
on the Nathan or on the Nata's life. What's it called? Nate Life.
I'd rather they text me there. Yeah. for
Yeah,
sure,
on
yeah.
the not on the personal.
Yeah.
uh,
Personal's crazy.
Or even just I'd say comment on this video.
Imagine you said just call him.
Yeah,
spam
call him.
his
I'm gonna put the
phone.
number right in the description. Spam his phone.
Stop.
Do all now. Don't worry, like guys. If you guys are trying to get into Nathan's phone, I will put his number on the
He's
description.
Lying. He's not
I'm not
doing
lying.
that.
I will
He's
do
not-
so if you
I
piss
will
me off.
leak your email address. I will send all my penetration testers to send you spam.
You're
emails.
you're not that guy, pal. You're not
Okay,
that guy.
All right, guys.
Anyways, I appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys. Next episode, we will see you soon. Peace.
Boom, boom, boom.